So Melissa, I want you to call it. Will it be an early spring or an ongoing winter?
Well, you know, I have not looked at the forecast for Puxatawny, Pennsylvania, but I have looked at the forecast for us here Tuesday. And, you know, the fable goes with Groundhog Day is if the groundhog sees his shadow, he gets scared and he goes back in his little cave and he hides, and we have 6 more weeks of winter. Not that our winter has been that impressive, but our forecast here across North Georgia, because we have General Beauregard Lee here, mostly sunny for Tuesday. So based on that, that would mean we would have 6 more weeks of winter, but we'll see if it actually happens. And by the way, there are like stats, like how accurate is Puxatawny Phil? He's accurate less than 50% of the time. You got to trust your local meteorologist and set. Come on. All right. Did you guys see these clouds yesterday morning? I just want to show you this great photo from one of our 11 Alive storm trackers, Rhonda from Cedartown. And these are fall straight coals or hole punch clouds. What happens is you have these little super cool water droplets in the clouds. It means it's just in a liquid form, but it's below freezing. And they rapidly freeze and they fall out of the sky and it creates these little holes. We had a lot of these across North Georgia yesterday morning, right around 11 a.m. Check it out on our website. We have a blog that explains a little bit more about how these form. You can see a lot more photos. Very cool thing. All right, let's get into the meteor forecast. We've got increasing cloudiness today. Rain's moving in for tomorrow, and it will be a wet start to your Sunday. Then we get past this weekend, and cold weather is going to be returning again. Temps out the door this morning, upper 20s all the way to the low to mid 30s. Bundle up. It's not as cold as yesterday morning, but it's a seasonably cold start to the day. We're also seeing, to start you off, some sunshine once the sun comes up in about an hour and 15 minutes. We'll have partly cloudy skies throughout mid-morning, and then once we get closer to noon, those clouds really do start to increase. And I think throughout the afternoon, we're overall mostly cloudy outside. But despite that cloud cover, we're still going to make it up close to where we were yesterday temperature-wise, about spot on 53 for our high temp today, and mostly cloudy skies stick around as we look into the late afternoon hours. Tomorrow, rain's moving in. It's going to be a wet finish to the weekend, although it'll be a little warmer. We'll make it up to 62. So let's time out this rain moving in. Here's the forecast track this afternoon at 4 o'clock, showing you we've got those mostly cloudy skies, temps hovering in the low 50s. Overnight rain moves in, so by the time we wake up tomorrow morning, this is 5 o'clock. You're probably still in bed for a few more hours tomorrow, but it's already raining, so it'll be a rainy start to the day. This is 10 o'clock, steady rain still continuing, but once we get past, I would say, that late morning hour into the early afternoon, the steady rain's gone. We have some lingering showers. Meanwhile, it is warm out there with the temperatures up into the 60s tomorrow afternoon. Won't last long. Cold front sends in a surge of cold air, so by Monday morning, yeah, you see that floating through Monday? Snow showers in our North Georgia mountains. I don't expect any impacts there, but it will be a blustery, colder Monday out there. So your 7-day forecast looks like this. We're going up the roller coaster with temperatures this weekend and back down to kick off next week. Increasing clouds today, 53 degrees. We'll have rain likely tomorrow morning, fading away to showers in the afternoon, 62. Increasing sunshine Monday, blustery. It'll feel like the 30s throughout the entire day. Christy?